When we go to party, it's not like I'm going to this bar, I'm going to this hotel, I'm going to this club. We're right there on the little bar on the ranch. We're singing karaoke together. We're, drinking shots of bourbon to get like, it was such an immersive and small grit, like tight unit that when we started filming, it was a seamless transition. It just happens to be cameras running right now, but we've been hanging out for the last month.
Taylor Sheridan TV series, and then you're going to be in this movie with Martin Sensmeyer. Do you have a twin out there, or are you just, working to beat the dead?
I wish I did. That make the I'm getting stretched thin a little bit, but in this business, getting stretched thin means that it's going okay, and I'll keep that train moving.
There you go. Well, a lot of people who didn't have a chance to see 1883 before are going to get a chance to see it starting this weekend. If you were watching 1883 for the first time, what would you want to know about the series ahead of time?
That it's an origin story to, the Emmy-nominated hit series Yellowstone, but it's also a standalone series. So if you're not familiar with Yellowstone yet, you can watch 1883 and be caught up to speed. You wouldn't be behind. You wouldn't hear things that you didn't understand because you're not familiar with Yellowstone. So you can watch this without being involved in the world at all and still have a great experience, watching 1883. And after watching it, if you haven't watched Yellowstone, I've heard people that watched it just for Sam or just for Tim and Faith or whatever reason. And now they're all about the Yellowstone franchise because, oh, wow, I got to see more of this. I want, it's a good introduction into the world if you haven't been involved with it yet. The characters in this show, they'll resonate with you. 5 people can watch this show and take away something different from it. And they'll stick with you long after the show is over. You could finish the show last month and you're still thinking about these characters in this world. And that's a credit to Taylor and his how he builds these worlds up and creates these characters.
And one of the great things about the series, right from the opening episode, the first episode, the chemistry between you and Sam Elliott is so wonderful to savor. How do you get that magic working? I mean, first day on the set, how did you and Sam decide, okay, we've got to invent, if not a backstory for these two characters, we've got to get across the idea that these two guys have been friends and been writing together for a long, long time?
I think it's something great that Taylor does, and he does this with all of his projects. Usually when you get a job, when you get a film, well, films, they do it a little bit more, but mostly television, you'll get the job and you'll show up the first day of work and you guys just have to have this chemistry like you've known each other forever from the first day of meeting each other. Taylor, what he does, like with 1883 and 1923 and Yellowstone as well, he'll have a cowboy camp. And cowboy camp entails learning to ride, learning to cut horses, to cut cattle, learning the wagons, just learning everything. But more importantly, it's a bonding experience for everybody. So you're with these people day in, day out. You're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. When you wrap, you're on the same ranch. When we go to party, it's not like I'm going to this bar, I'm going to this hotel, I'm going to this club. We're right there on the little bar on the ranch. We're singing karaoke together. We're, drinking shots of bourbon to get like, it was such an immersive and small grit, like tight unit that when we started filming, it was a seamless transition. It just happens to be cameras running right now, but we've been hanging out for the last month. Happy
endings for this series. And yeah. I was wondering if you ever went to Taylor and said, well, it'd be nice if we had a spinoff series with this couple.
Oh, man, I've been barking up that tree for a while. Like there's a few different spinoffs that I could see happening. But Taylor, he's just so busy. He's got so much stuff coming out. Like, I don't know when he sleeps. You said you don't know when I sleep. That guy, and he's writing a good majority of this stuff. And these projects are epic. So it's not like he's just throwing everything away and just putting it on paper to do it. Like, he's a busy dude. But I told him, if you ever got a gap in your schedule, I think Thomas and Noemi, or a throwback to Thomas and Shay before 1883. Like, there's a lot of meat on that bone, but you got to figure out when to do it.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about your role in the upcoming Taylor Sheridan series, Lioness?
Yeah, my character is Tucker in the new series Lioness. He's a former Marine Raider, badass, who now works for the CIA. He's a part of a quick reaction force, the QRF, that works underneath Zoe Saldana's character, Joe. So we're the team that protects whoever the Lioness is. If she's in trouble, we go in there and we just track her around to keep her out of trouble. And my character was a Marine. There's another character. His character was a Navy SEAL. There's an Army Ranger. There's all these guys and gals that came from different special forces to form one unit. And it's pretty legit. And these scripts are amazing. Taylor wrote all the scripts, and he show ran the project, the same as 1883. And it's I think it's going to be a game changer.
Now, you've got a movie coming up with Martin Sensmeyer.
Yeah.
Is this sort of like, there's this bond now with everybody who's ever been in a Taylor, Sheridan project? Even if it's not a Taylor Sheridan project, you get to bond or renew bonds with other people you've worked with in Taylor Sheridan projects.
Yeah, I think that's something it's unique to Taylor and his world. Like, I met a couple of people from Yellowstone recently that I hadn't met. I met someone from 1923 recently that I hadn't met. And it's all like, we all embrace each other. Like, we all went to the same high school, just different years. Oh yeah, you were a junior. I was a freshman coming up, but we all know each other and have this love for each other. And that's the umbrella under Taylor that he's created. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger with all these shows. Like, we all know how Taylor shoots his work, the grind that it can be, but it looks authentic and it's real and it resonates. And we all went through the same thing together in this Taylor umbrella. So we have this mutual respect and love for each other. And it's just, the world just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Well, LaMonica, you've been very generous with your time, and always it's a pleasure speaking with you. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see your 1883 character pop up in another project sometime soon.
You and me both, brother.
Take care. Thanks.